Hey, welcome back to part two of the landscape I've been working on. Excuse me. Uh, while we were gone, I had to take a phone call, which is very important, and then turned out to be almost worthless. Anyway, uh, went and got a drink, went to the restroom, refreshed my gloves and put on some good ones and not the old sticky ones that were sticking to everything. So we got that done. And now we have, oh, trying to tighten them up. That's what you get for the cheap gloves, I guess. Anyway, still got fingers on it, so I'm good. Anyway, had some more people show up. So it's quite a crowd out there right now. And sorry about the background noise, but I don't have my own studio where I can like shut doors and have vent fans or whatever. I'm actually out in the garage in a clear space that we made a couple weeks ago when we had a garage sale and cleaned out a bunch of stuff. God, there was so much garbage in here. Anyway, so back to the painting that we were working on. As you can see, we got the background, we got the landscape. This is all nice and dry now, so we should be able to work with it pretty good without messing things up. Let's see. Anyway, I got the trees. Need to put some leaves on them. So that was the next step. Is some leaves for the trees and a little background covering. So to do that, we're going to take a little blue, squish that down. And we're going to take a little yellow. I got a slightly lighter yellow ginger, and I got a darker yellow gloss sunbeam. I think I'll take the slightly lighter one for this one on the trees. So, of course, yellow and blue make green. So we got blue and our yellow. And for highlight, because you got the highlight, and then you're going to have a little bit darker mid-range, and then you're going to have the shadowing on underneath. So the blue will be the shadowing, the yellow will be the mid, and the white is highlight. So let's throw some white down there, and then take our brush, homemade. I just took one of our, actually I think this one was a Kleenex that I made this out of, but you can use Kleenex, napkin, paper towel, whatever. And all you do is you take it, you fold it over a few times to make a little edge with some, well, bristles, I guess you can call them. And then you just staple it. And I made a bunch of these in advance. I'm going to have to probably make some more here pretty soon because I think I'm almost out. But that's how you make these. Real simple, real quick. They work well. So you dip the bottom part of that brush into the blue and then kind of roll it over as you're going into the yellow and to the white. And then you, as you're doing this, you're mixing that blue and yellow together pretty good, which should start giving you a nice green color. And then the white, you want a lot more white when you're doing the outside edge, a lot more of the white and maybe the yellow on the outside, because you want that a little lighter because of where your light's coming from. The underneath, you want more of the darker, so you want a lot of the blue, not quite as much of the yellow. And then you blend that in to make a nice green canopy on your tree. Looks pretty decent. And we'll do the same thing over here. Get a good chunk of white on the top part, and then start darkening it as you go down. And if you happen to run out of paint, just spray some more on there. And I found, I mean, if you really want to, you can just spray some green down and use it. And just use a paintbrush or one of the homemade brushes like that to put it down. But I find the blending of the colors like this give it a lot more depth and a lot more personality. So I saw that. I tried it a couple times. Really liked it. I haven't gone back. But that's me. You can do it however you want. And again, I apologize for the background distractions. The granddaughters are having an argument over somebody, I think, from their school. But don't know for sure. However, there you go.
Can I ride with Mama? Can I ride with Mama Bear?
You can ride with Mama.
Oh.
That's the only problem.
Oh, okay.
If they want to ride with her, I can ride with you, and they can have the 3 back seats.
So there you go. Now they're having a conversation. We're having a local fair, and we didn't get in time to actually have a booth there. So Grandma is taking grandkids, and they're going to go up to the fair for the afternoon and spend a little time up there. So that's what they're doing, while Papa stays here, and works on this.
I'm riding with Mom then.
And after I get done with this, I will probably be in posting some videos of this. So, alright, now, as you can see, I'm doing the ground cover. And I might actually add a little bit more depth to it. And how I'll do that is, after I put down the ground cover to the point where I think it looks good, I'll switch up the colors on here and add in a little bit different. And I think I'm going to add in a little bit of black and red, which actually makes a brownish color. It's not like real brown or like mud brown, but it's a little bit of a brownish color. And I also want to do that so I can define like where the trees are at as compared to where this little background is. And I actually want to define that background just a little bit more, so I'm just going to add in a little bit of white there with it. And I guess I'll use this. There, that looks pretty cool. I like that. Didn't mean to do that on purpose, but alright, so we got some black here. So throw a little black down. We'll throw a little red down with it. And then we'll get out a fresh napkin. We'll mix those two together. And I just want to get a little bit of color mixed in with these. I don't want a whole lot. Not a whole lot in there. Just a little bit to give it a little more definition. Give it a little more 3D looking texture. So, we just add a little more 3D texture to that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. This is one of the little more detailed paintings I've done. So now, let's see, and I want to. Alright, I'm going to fold this over that I was using, and I want blue, and I think red. Let's see what that color, when you mix blue and red, see what that color makes. So I don't want to mix the colors yet. I'm going to use a different napkin, and we'll see what we bring out with this. Well, whatever it is, it's very dark, and it will not show up over here. So, I think I'm going to go back to the more of the greenish. However, on this one, though, I'm going to see if I can't get that up to a really light green. So, I'm going to take a very light blue. I mean a very light blue. And I'm actually going to switch over. This is not a straight yellow, so to speak. It's called citrus green. And another one that we just picked up recently. And very soupy. I don't think I've used it before. It's been sitting for a little bit. So when you get paint, make sure you shake it up really well, or it's going to look like soup when you spray it out. So let's see what this makes. Mix up that blue, mix up some of that yellow. Let's see what we get here. It almost looks like a shaded rock with some green on it. Almost. There we go. Not quite as soupy now. A little better. Alright. That's a little better. There. Little path down between the rocks, coming off of the little, well, I called it an archway earlier. Now I'm thinking it's more of a portal. Which is fine with me. I like weird stuff like that. By the way, here's a question for y'all. Do you believe in UFOs? Just wondering. I mean, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But I'm just kind of curious. Yeah. We'll add just a little more texture into those. So, because it just brings it out. It makes it look better. You know, add a little texture in there. And as I've said before, remember, you're painting. You do it however you want. What you think looks good, do it. If you want it to have pink and purple polka dots, you go for it, girl. Our guy. Add a lot of white. Okay, sorry. Now I'm going to see if this will actually work. Yeah, not horrible. A bit lighter. And the brush is the same way as with scraping it or with using those paint brushes. The lighter you touch, the lighter the paint will go. The harder you touch or the more paint you put on there, the harder and thicker it'll be, and it stands out more. So, depending on how much you want it to stand out, is how much paint you put on there. And I just want to bring a little highlight to the trees, to the trunks and stuff, to show that that's actually a tree and not just a random set of bushes hanging there. So, there's that with that. Scrape a lot of that paint off there. And then, Let's see. No. No. Yes. Okay. Now, final touches. So, I take a much smaller paintbrush. Now, I was doing this with scraping them in, but that only works if you've got like black down behind it. And then I was trying to use a stencil and spray paint them. That didn't work too well, so now we're going to go to this. Yes, for those of you who guessed, you are correct. They are birdies. So we got a pretty good size one there, pretty good size one there, a couple of them back in the background, just floating in. He's kind of covered by the cloud. Yeah, okay. Woohoo! Now I put birdies in. And I can just barely make one out right there. So I'll just give him just a little bit more of a darkening, just a tad. All right. Excuse me. Well, there's that. And I think, because you know me, as you've heard me say in I don't know how many different videos, I just don't know when to leave well enough alone. I have no idea what it is, but there was just that blank space that needed something. Part of a path, I'm thinking. That's what, at least, I'm going to call that part of a path that you couldn't see. Why? Well, because as I've also said before, this is my painting and I can do whatever I want with it. So, here we go. And part of a path right there that I said I just put in. A little bit of greenery in the background there. It's shaded in shadow. Looking like a portal there with a little path here. Little green path. A couple of little mounds there of dirt or whatever. A couple of trees there kind of defining it. So, I just spent, I don't know, between the two videos, almost 40 minutes. About 37 minutes making these two. And I still, my issue right now is I'm getting pretty good at doing like trees and stuff like that. But trying to get it light so it'll pop off the page, like the blue sky. That is a very dark, dull blue sky. And I want it to pop. And I mean, I spray bright blue down there, and by the time I'm done, it just, all the colors leached out of it. You can still see it's the blue sky, you can still see the birds, but it just, I mean, it looks like it's just kind of dull in the background. So, I'm working on it, and I'll continue working on it, but that's why it says, come learn with me. So, come learn with me. And one of these days soon, it'll be a lot quieter around here. Even if I have to come in the garage and shut the doors. But the other outside distractions should be gone soon. Anyhow, thanks for joining me. Thanks for sticking around to see the whole painting and how it developed and how it come out. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, if you want to really help me out and it costs you like 2 seconds a time, hit the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe. Of those, I think the subscribe is probably the most important because they look at how many followers you get to determine how far out they should spread it. But like, share, subscribe, and if you have any comments, shoot them to me. I try to answer all the comments I get. If I miss yours, I'm sorry, but I do try to answer them all. And until next time, have a good one. God bless.